Hello, these are the Fletcherettes speaking from Santa Fe, New Mexico on November 16th, 2002. We are on a Sisters Weekend, which is pretty historic and amazing that three grown sisters would choose to get together and enjoy it. And we were just talking after we flew in, we were wondering what was the likelihood of having an interpersonal fiasco on one of these Sisters Weekends.
And we all agreed that the likelihood was about
0.
because we enjoy each other so much.
And that is either very sick and pathological, miraculous, or just a wonderful gift, and probably all of the above. Dad and Mom taught us to keep the peace and to be good and kind, but also to have lots of fun. And I think it's partly just by virtue of us three being so close together and the same sex, we were little soulmates and playmates for our whole lives, and it's a gift. So we thought we would get together and tell stories from growing up and our experiences of Mom and Dad and some of the values and stories that we might want to pass on to other generations to hear and to know about. And Laura, since you're the oldest,
I'm the
about
oldest.
15 months.
So I
Go
should have,
for it.
I should have the memories that go back the farthest.
That's right.
And
And she has the best memory
and
anyway.
they say I have the best memory anyway, but
And she's the prettiest.
oh, come on. So anyway, I
And the
cannot
brightest.
remember, when I didn't have Ann and Beth. I don't remember that far back. We've been together since way back when. I guess I was 14 months old at the time. I don't remember that far back, but I do remember. I don't remember living in Fishersville when Mom and Dad were high school teachers, but they started their parenting lives as working with young people, working with high schoolers, and
Dad was teaching industrial arts and Mom was teaching
Spanish.
How about that?
Yeah. We could use a little of that here.
But I do remember the first home I remember living in was 824 Lyndhurst Road. Daddy drilled it into us from when we were 3 years old. We could rattle off our phone number and our 824 Lyndhurst. You remember the phone number?
52418.
She still remembers the phone number.
52418.
Oh, okay. So at a very early age, I'm sure it was before we went to kindergarten, we knew how to, what to tell the policeman if we got lost, Daddy started us at a very early age, being as independent as was reasonable for that age, or maybe even more reasonable, but as much as we could handle.
I have some memories of pretty early on. Maybe it's just because I saw the photographs, but I remember Easter egg hunts. I remember we had a side yard that was fenced in with a huge, beautiful tulip poplar tree. And I remember that was where Mom would hide the Easter eggs and we would have Easter egg hunts. And then we would play in that wonderful, it had what seemed to be a huge yard with a tree in front that had a little swing on it, and then a tree in the side yard that had a huge, had a really big swing on it, and which we built a tree house in. And I remember going with the neighborhood kids up in that tree house and playing. And Tom Terrific.
I don't remember the treehouse. I remember Tom and Larry.
I can remember playing. It was, I guess it was hide and go seek or
Ain't no
kick the
ghosts
can.
out tonight.
But Dad would play with us. I mean, and I think of your son Ben, who's just getting married, and he says he wants to have his children while he's still young and energetic.
So he can play football
with them. But that was
Kick the
certainly
can.
true of Dad. I think he had probably excessive energy when he was little, and it made just the right amount as a dad. And so there's help for anybody who has lots of energy when you're little. It'll just be a good amount for Dad. But he was playing hide and go seek with us, and the neighbor boys climbed up in the tree thinking that he was an old man and he wouldn't be able to get up. And he, lickety split, climbed up that tree and grabbed those neighbor boys, and they never took him for granted ever again. And they knew Mr. Fletcher was a viable player in any game, at any age and any stage.
He was a hands-on
Yes, he
He was
father.
a great dad, and remember he did flip-flops
Oh,
when we were really little, where you put the adult spreads their legs and takes the hands of the child and then flips them over and does a flip-flop, and then we'd say, do it again, Daddy, do it again.
Do it again.
So he was lots of fun. Lots of fun and lots of energy after Mom was holding down the fort, cooking the food, cleaning the laundry, doing everything that needed to happen to make the household run, and Dad would come in with lots of energy for playing with his little girls.
Mhm, mhm.
We shared a room, all three of us, when we first lived in Waynesboro. Remember that? There was a bunk bed and then
Oh, yes.
a separate bed. I was on the top and you were on the bottom.
And
And
do you
you
remember
had
the
the bed
night?
by
But do you
yourself.
remember the night that I was on the top? And I woke up the next morning and my knee hurt. And I thought, what is wrong with my knee? I didn't do anything to my knee. And I looked down and it had orange methylate. That's what they always put on your cuts. It really stung a lot. And I thought, what happened? And I woke up and everybody else was awake and they said, don't you remember? You fell out of bed last night. You woke the whole household up. I said, I didn't wake up. Didn't remember.
And you did some sleepwalking, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember.
Different
I
times
don't remember that, Laura. You'll have to tell the story. of my
I don't remember
sleepwalking.
much about it, just that you did some of it.
We're recalling all sorts of
Beware.
things we've done. That's right.
To my children and grandchildren, beware.
That's right.
Night or day, I could be present with you.
Well, I remember another story about the swing and the tree. Dad built us a big, wonderful swing, probably several of them. And one time he was swinging me, and I was holding on tight, and I said, Dad, push me higher. He pushed me, and I said, higher, and he pushed me. And I said, higher, and he pushed me. And I went, fell flat on the driveway.
And it was a long fall.
It was a
It
long.
was probably 20 feet.
Do you remember?
Long way.
It was
The
a
swing went
long,
out over the
long-
driveway, and it was a long way
And the
down.
gravel driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody thought I had broken my back. And I can remember Dad, again, Dad risked a lot and was adventurous, but was very safe and always taught us first aid and how to take care of yourself. So he said, don't move. And he pulled out a piece of plywood and put me on the plywood, and then put me in the VW bus, which was very classic, and took me to the emergency room. And when we got to the emergency room, they did x-rays, and I stayed perfectly still. And the technician finally came out, or the doctor, and said, your daughter's okay, sir. Her back is not broken. And I jumped off the bed and said, yay, I'm okay. And I remember that story, and I kind of use it as kind of, sort of a way I think about my Heavenly Father, God, that here I have cancer in my bones right now, and I'm on 3 years of chemo, and I could say somehow in the grand scheme of sovereignty that God pushed me out of the swing, but in that moment, I wasn't even thinking like who pushed me out of that swing or how did it happen or why or what. I was so aware of Dad being so concerned and so careful and so loving that, I mean, all I can remember is Dad's face and just how much he was there for me when I got hurt. And that's, in some ways, how I experience it with this cancer. That it's kind of an image for me from early days.
As I recall, the way Daddy tells that story,
Yeah.
he remembers the people at the ER
Oh,
picking you up off the board, and he was just mortified and furious. He had been so careful with you, and they were just, oh, here, get on up, little girl, you know.
Oh, I didn't know, see?
Yeah, I remember he was pretty mad, but it turned out you were okay. It didn't matter, but
Yeah.
they weren't careful
They
enough
weren't.
with his little girl.
Oh,
Well, he was careful, but he was pretty risky too.
Yeah.
He took us to Indian pool and taught us how to swim when we were little tiny girls. And remember, we got a prize. It was a snorkel or a mask, or, you know, whenever you finally made your first swim across Indian pool, that was a momentous step in your life.
And you did have to swim across the river against the current. It was, you know, it was a mark of passage, you know, that now you're a real swimmer.
Yeah, it wasn't something you could do easily. You had to be
And how old were we when we passed that test?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Yeah.
Well, you know, they taught us independence pretty early because we walked alone to school in kindergarten and first grade.
Well, actually
Kindergarten.
together, but alone.
No, I walked
Oh,
alone
you
to
alone?
kindergarten, and I remember,
Oh,
Daddy walked with me.
scared for you just thinking about it.
Listen, Daddy, you know, I had to cross a big, I had to cross the entrance to the DuPont plant,
Yeah.
and then cross that bridge, it was a steel covered bridge, but it had a walkway for pedestrians. It was maybe a mile. And Daddy walked me back and forth, you know, several times before kindergarten or at the beginning of the year. And then when I was ready, and he knew I was ready, and I knew I was ready, he let me go by myself. But he tells the story, you remember this, and one of his friends or acquaintances saw me doing it one day and realized that was Forrest Fletcher's little girl, and he gave Daddy a hard time. He thought that was scandalous. To make your little kindergarten daughter walk to school all by herself. Oh, he just thinks it's terrible. And Dad he tells the story, but he didn't back down. He thought he was right, and he knew that I liked doing it because I liked walking, but I liked being able to be.
Although there was
competent.
a big, scary, barking dog along the
A
way.
Dalmatian.
Remember that? That was pretty scary to have to walk by the house with the dog.
Yeah. But it was worth it because Mr. Hicks' gas station was on the way too with some candy. And sometimes he'd stop and get candy.
That's
You remember
true.
that?
Oh, yeah, I remember Mr. Hicks' station.
Well, I remember Mom being very, very faithful about taking care of everything in the household. I don't think I ever worried about my clothes or my food or anything. I mean, to be honest, I think part of the reason I still don't think or worry about the food, and I should, is
In my household.
because Mom did such a good job of thinking about it all the time and creating a structure. I mean, we had meals at certain times, and they were healthy and balanced, and we had clothes and on her backside. I never remember kind of looking for laundry. She kept the household running, and she also, I think, was more of the academic influence in her family.
She was the really bright one. She knew, she
Well,
loved
Dad was
books.
bright, but she
She loved
was
books
more
and
applied in her
reading,
brightness.
and if you needed help with your studies, Mom was a great person to go to.
Yeah, or anytime I was reading a book and I get to a word I didn't know, I wouldn't look it up. I just go ask Mom. And she would always tell you what it meant, and she'd use it in a sentence, and she'd, just like, boing, now you've got this word in your vocabulary.
One of my memories of Mom's faithfulness is her hemming our skirts. I remember when we were teenagers in the late 60s, mini skirts were in. And so we might buy a skirt or make a skirt, and it would be down to here. And then the style, we were sure the next year it had to go up an inch. And then the next year up another inch, and the next year up an inch. I can't imagine a mother hemming her little daughter's skirts up another inch and another inch. But I remember standing by the mirror in the hallway with the little hemming tool and her